I suggested to my high school friend Beth that we test her boyfriend's loyalty and secretly swap them for a couple of days. She said yes. Beth and I hadn't seen each other since high school, and we just happened to meet at a hotel on vacation. She had a new boyfriend, Michael, tall, bulky, a real macho guy. Beth complained that girls constantly come on to him. She was very afraid that Michael would cheat on her one day and then leave her. I thought about it and immediately suggested it's easy to check. Let me seduce Michael and you try to seduce my cute Larry. Let's check our guys on the loyalty. In fact, I wasn't going to check on anyone. Today, I would finally get my revenge on Beth and take her macho Michael away. And she would realize how disgusting she was to me at school. I had not forgotten this pain until now. In high school, Beth and I were close friends. I had always been a mousy girl, but I was lucky enough to date the school's pretty boy. And Beth stole him away right before graduation and broke my heart forever. Beth must have forgotten how mean she was to me, but I remembered everything. I often thought about revenge, but I didn't expect that I would actually be able to do it. Beth really liked my idea of swapping boyfriends, and we agreed to meet for dinner in pairs and get to know each other. When I went up to my room, I was bursting with joy. My dear Larry was waiting for me in my room. He said he missed me a lot. It was a good thing that he was so loyal to me, and he was head over heels in love with me. Larry, can you imagine? I met a school friend. We want to have dinner tonight, I said immediately. Larry was delighted. He was curious about what I was like at school. That evening, we met Beth and Michael at the restaurant. Over dinner, Beth and I talked about our high school years and shared our experiences of growing up. It was like our roles were reversed, and now she was a mousy girl next to her macho man, and I was a confident beauty. But it was time to get to the plan. There was an ad on the table that said there was a free salsa class at the hotel tomorrow night. Great, it fits. I immediately said that I had long dreamed of learning to dance and really wanted to go to this lesson. But unfortunately, my Larry hated dancing and winked slightly at Beth. She played along with me. Michael, he loved dancing too. Go out with Hannah. It was funny. Beth trusted me so much. A naive fool. Michael was happy to accept my invitation, but Larry immediately dropped his head. Hey baby, do you mind? He said he wanted to watch the sunset together. Well honey, there are sunsets every day, and the dance class is only tomorrow. Moreover, you can watch the sunset with Beth. Larry reluctantly agreed. Everything went according to plan. I wish it was tomorrow. I would have no problem stealing Michael from Beth. Let her know how much it hurt me when she took my love away. I spent the next day looking forward to it. Salsa is a dance of passion, and I had to hit Michael on the spot. I put on the most revealing dress and hurried to the meeting. Michael was waiting for me in the hall, and he was dressed up fine. I was not surprised Beth was so nervous about him. We went out on the dance floor, the music started playing, and we started to rock. I wriggled around him for an hour, but Michael was only interested in dancing and kept saying that salsa was just great. Damn, this class was about to end and I was not making any progress. I needed to do something urgently. Then I came up with a brilliant idea. 5 minutes before the end of the lesson, I pretended to twist my ankle and to fall. Michael immediately scooped me up in his arms. Since I couldn't seduce him, I would at least take a photo. I hoped this would set Beth off. I immediately pulled out my phone to shoot Michael's gentle embrace. But then I saw Beth. Have they already returned from their walk? I immediately clung to Michael and reached out to kiss him. Look Beth, what a loyal boyfriend you have. But Michael immediately ran to Beth, leaving me alone. Before Michael could tell her, I blurted out that the girls needed to gossip and sent Michael to his room. Beth and I sat down in a cafe and I decided to please her first. I told her that Michael was loyal to her. Beth started to smile, but I immediately continued. But when Michael held me in his arms, he looked at me strangely, as if he wanted to kiss me. So I think we should check it again, I said to Beth. Was upset, but then she agreed. She hoped I was just imagining it, but she had to be absolutely sure. Then my Larry came over with the cocktails. He invited me to dinner again, but I had a completely different plan for the evening. I told him that I had twisted my ankle and just wanted to sit on a bench by the sea. But you can have dinner with Beth. She definitely won't mind. Larry did mind, so he and Beth went out to dinner. I immediately called Michael. Come to the beach in 10 minutes. I want to go for a walk along the beach, but my Larry is not right here now, and walking alone in the dark is so scary, and my leg hurts. And I also briefly added that I warned Beth. She did mind. Michael thought about it, but then said he'd help. Wow. This time, I was determined to finish what I started. We walked barefoot on the beach for a long time. The water was so warm, and music was playing somewhere in the distance. Very romantic. Just a little more and you'll be mine, Michael. We sat down on the chaise lounge by the sea, and suddenly we were so close. It was just a perfect moment. Maybe he liked me after all. Immediately, I reached out to Michael to kiss him. Then I noticed that Beth and Larry were sitting on the porch, not far from us, and Larry put his arm around Beth's waist. What is this? Michael, I'm so cold. Can you get me a blanket from my room? I've got a long way to go with a limp. As soon as Michael left, I rushed to the sweet couple. I was furious. Was Beth stealing my boyfriend again? Beth chirped that she was glad my leg was good, but I immediately attacked the stinker. What are you doing? Larry tried to calm me down, but I didn't listen to him. This manipulative girl made my sweet Larry hug her. It was all over again, just like at school. I couldn't stand it and ran away. Larry started after me, but I yelled at everyone to leave me alone. I wandered along the beach alone until midnight and calmed down a little. It was already cold, and I decided to go back to the room. Larry had to be worried about me. Then I saw him in the hallway. I started to call out to Larry, but he suddenly came up to Beth's room. What had he left there? Before he knocked, he glanced around furtively and almost saw me. Heck, I hid around the corner just in time. Beth opened the door and he immediately invited her to take a walk. What? Beth playfully reminded him that he actually had a girlfriend, but Larry suddenly kissed her. A lump rose in my throat, and he swore his love to me yesterday. All began to boil inside me. I ran to them and pushed Larry away. Beth made excuses that Larry hit on her, but that was a lie. She stole my boyfriend again. At that moment, Michael came into the room, and I kissed him without thinking, right in front of Beth and Larry. Here you go, my friend. Beth pushed me away and started yelling that I was so much better at school, and now I was a toxic stinker. But you haven't changed a bit. I blurted out. You stole my first love, and now you're doing the same thing. I got up and immediately went to the exit, wiping away my tears. I ran into the room. I needed to pack my things right away. Larry followed me and tried to comfort me. Yes, he realized that he had fallen in love with Beth. So what? Heart wants what it wants. But I didn't want to hear anything. Larry, it's over between us. I quickly zipped up my suitcase and ran out of the room. At the reception, someone grabbed my arm. Larry, I've told you everything. Don't touch me. I turned around and saw Michael. I felt so bad for dragging him into this, and I was about to apologize, but then Michael interrupted me and said that he wanted to leave with me. He got tired of Beth being jealous and broke up with her, but I was very brave and he liked me at first sight. No, Michael, what are you talking about? I'm not going to date you, even though you're not a bad guy. Oddly enough, Michael took my words calmly. He was about to leave when he turned around and said they needed to know something. Beth didn't steal my boyfriend in school. It turned out that my high school boyfriend followed her around, and Beth didn't know how to blow him off. But why should I believe Michael's words? A man I had known for 2 days? Michael just smiled and said that all these years, Beth had been worried and thought that I had ruined our friendship, and was waiting for me to come back and apologize. With that, Michael left. I wondered if he was telling the truth. Maybe it really wasn't Beth's fault, and I'd been wrong all these years. Oh my god, while I was planning my revenge, she missed me. I needed to find Beth. I ran to her room, but it was empty. Damn it. I looked for her all over the hotel, but she was nowhere to be found. Where had she gone? And then I noticed her sitting alone in the bar. I ran to her. Beth, I'm sorry. I was such a fool. The pain and the idea of revenge were so deeply embedded in my heart that I completely lost my head. I didn't even think about the suffering I could cause by my actions. Beth was silent. I thought that she would never forgive me, but she suddenly said that she understood everything, and to be honest, she also missed me very much all these years. We sat in the bar until morning, talking and remembering the past, how stupid we were. Beth and I stayed at the hotel for a couple more weeks to cut fully loose, without all these guys, scandals, and intrigues. Soon, Larry flew home, and Michael did not long worry about the breakup with Beth and found a new girlfriend. We saw them at the bar a couple of times. But what did it matter now? All that mattered to us was that Beth and I were finally reconciled. How I missed her. Whatever cool boyfriends we have in the future, now we will never fight over them. Did you like the video? Subscribe and like it. Support the channel. Thank you.